So, Alfred, as Professor Jampo has eloquently espoused, that concept of the president is totally flawed. It is jaundiced, it is dangerous, and it cannot be accepted in any decent democracy. The president himself, this is a novel theory to him. He himself. I have here an extract, which is still online, widely publicized, Ghana Web, My Joy Online, Awake News, and the others. The president was addressing the Ghanaian community in Nouakchott, Mauritania, on the 2nd of July, 2018. And these are the president's words. The caption of the story, which your viewers can just Google, they'll find it. I won't appoint MPP sympathizer as EC chair, Akufo-Addo. That's the head. And they quote the president as saying, President Nana Akufo-Addo has said he will appoint an apolitical person, as a replacement for dismissed chair of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Charlotte Osei, as well as her two other deputies, Amadou Sule and Georgina Opoku-Amankwa. Speaking publicly on the dismissal of the 3 commissioners of the election management body for the first time on Saturday, 30th June 2018, at a town hall meeting with Ghanaians in Nouakchott, Mauritania, ahead of the conduct of the 31st AU Summit, the president said, as far as the replacement of the 3 are concerned, quote, we are not looking for persons who are coming to do a job for the NDC or for the MPP. We are looking for persons who are coming to do a job for Ghana. This is what we are looking for the Electoral Commission. The president stated that he had no choice but to act on the recommendations of the committee set up by the Chief Justice to investigate complaints against Mrs. Osei and her 2 deputies. So what has changed? The president in 2018, when Mrs. Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies had been removed, was at pains to assure Ghanaians that in exercising that constitutional mandate, he will make sure that he is fair, he is candid, he will make sure that he will appoint someone who is apolitical, who does not have any political dent, who cannot be aligned openly with any political party. At that time, the president didn't know that those who count don't matter. So you see how the president is contradicting himself. And you see, that's what happens when you don't act based on principle. When you don't act based on fairness, you will be caught up in your own web. You fall in your own trap. So, look, let's be very, very sincere in this discussion. Let the table stand. All our colleagues and friends on the MPP side who are struggling today to defend this, would they take this position? Will this be their posture if it was President Mahama in power and has appointed an out-and-out, a known paying patron as an electoral commissioner? Would this be their position? So you see, the problem we have in this country is that we don't come to the national discourse with the country at the center. There's too much partisanship, extreme partisanship. Look, if I am in the MPP, I would have said, as for this, it is not the right thing to do. And I want to commend a few of them. Recently, on these electoral reforms, the Honorable Kennedy Ejepong said that even though his party is against removing the passport and the guarantor system in that new CI, that proposed CI, he is opposed to it. He's the only person I've heard so far. And that's commendable. That's where we must reach. In this country, in our democracy, at this stage of our democracy, where we are able to speak truth to power, where we are able to stick to our conscience. I mean, everybody knows in Parliament, there are times that I have taken positions on matters that may not appear popular. may not even be in line, in sync. And there was a time I had to even resign, you know that, from the appointments committee. Because there are certain things going on that I did not agree with. Of course, I have failed to provide details, you know. So let us, in the national discourse, be sincere, be honest. This claim that, oh, the university has issued a statement that TESCON is not a recognized body in our university. Of course, if you read the university statutes, it's not a JCR, but we all know that they exist. I have gone to that campus, not once, not twice, to speak as a guest speaker at 10 ceremonies. I have been told, when I was there, that, oh, you know, this is the weekend that was allowed, so our colleagues on the MPPs are also having their meetings. Sometimes we even meet fellow MPs, colleagues, exchange pleasantries, and then we part ways. Some are going to speak at a TESCON event. Some are going to speak at a TAIN event. Nobody can claim that they are not aware that TESCON exists at the University of Energy and Natural Resources, a university which was established by Professor Mills. Nobody can claim that. Nobody can say that they are not aware that Dr. Piahine is not or was not a patron. Besides that, he was not one of those you would describe as a docile patron or, if you like, a very apathetic activist. He is a very vibrant communicator.
A vibrant communicator.
Vibrant, a member of the communication team of the MPP.
A member of the communication
of
team?
the MPP in the region, in the Bono region.
No. This is a Bono region?
Yes, and has actively, we've seen the videos. We have seen the videos, and we have spoken to the producers of the shows, how the deployments were done, how he got to be programmed, to be on the panel.
So this information that you have been able to gather.
And the producers have confirmed that it's a member of the communication team?
Yes, and that every week there is programming that is done.
So you speak to the producers
exactly.
Radio
These
programs.
are things that you cannot hide. No. It's a known fact, and that is why the videos are all over the place. I mean, when we've heard these utterances, are we saying that in this country, of more than 30 million Ghanaians, that's all we can find? To do an Article 46 job, the Constitution says under Article 46 that the Electoral Commission must not be subject to the control of any person, any authority, which tells you that it's supposed to be an independent body. Manifestly so. All those who are going to occupy a position key as commissioner in the Electoral Commission must be without blemish, must be people who will inspire confidence. So you see, I come back to this point that we all know that this is a no-brainer. It's like Haas and Kotoko going to play a match, and then Haas chooses the referee, who is a member of their bench, and you expect that Kotoko will accept. It's a no-brainer. It's simple. And you see, when the president now makes a U-turn and says that those who count don't matter, were we not in this country? I recall when Dr. Afarijan resigned, there were retired, pardon me. There were very well-informed, well-researched papers that came from the MPP that said, look, though the Constitution allows the president to appoint under Article 43, and the Electoral Commission Act at 415 has stated how, but can we change the norm and allow for broad-based consultation? I remember a number of civil society organizations came on board and said, oh, President Mahama, even though if you proceed to appoint, you will be doing what the Constitution requires of you. But let us, and I remember someone like the president's cousin, Gabi Ochidaku. Gabi Ochidaku was a lead proponent, wrote extensively. And I thought that it was quite convincing that can we begin to adopt that approach? You know, a broad-based consultation. Open interviews and all of that. You can let, yes, it was discussed extensively. But, you know, at the time, President Mahama had to go according to the according to the law.
Just like the president has done.
No, but President Mahama, look, let me be clear. No president in our history has done what President Akufo-Addo has done. No president. No president will have even dared, will have had the courage. President Rawlings, say whatever you may say of him, that he was a dictator, he was, a coup leader and all of that, who was now learning the steps of the move. But in appointments, ask all the Dr. Farijan's colleagues, those who were in Legon, ask. It was widely received, well embraced. I mean, none of our presidents, not President Kufuor, not President Mahama, will have done this. Not President Mills. I mean, fortunately, there were opportunities throughout the tenure, because you know that even though the emphasis is on the commissioner, there are a number of commissioners. And check, virtually all presidents have had the opportunity to appoint a commissioner. This is the first time we are seeing this brouhaha, where people of manifest dent, who are aligned openly with the ruling party. It's never happened. So, look, this is one of the sordid legacies that President Akufo-Addo is going to leave. Very, very embarrassing. And when you hear civil society, look, I've been reading the statement that Kodio issued. And look, it really saddens my heart. It's like everybody has seen that as for this president, he's impervious to advice. He is like, it's a basket case. Let's leave him there. Listen to what they say. We are painfully aware. This is Reverend Dr. Degbe speaking. We are painfully aware that voluntary and constitutionally grounded revocation of this unfortunate and democratically problematic EC appointment by the president is extremely unlikely. Can you believe that? It's extremely unlikely. However, nothing stops the affected appointees, namely Dr. Peter Piahine and Hajia Salima Ahmed Tijani, from voluntarily and honorably resigning from membership of the EC. Unquote. I mean, can you believe that? That this is where we have reached. And we all know the credibility of Kodio. I mean, how they have helped observe elections. They have been involved in the pre-preparations, during, post-observer reports, and all of that. It's a giant body. They have funded heavily. They are in every constituency. For this respected body to now say, as for our president, we know that he's become impervious to advice. We know he won't listen to us. Because really, it's not only Professor Jampo, many civil society organizations, CDD, everybody. And you see, I was reading the recent Afro Barometer. You know that the Electoral Commission is one of the least trusted institutions in Ghana. Only 10%. That is worrying. You can imagine after this appointment, if the Afro Barometer is conducted again, what the percentage will be.
I think that's the details
one of the least trusted.
Of the round 9 Afro Barometer survey
only
conducted 10%.
By the CDD. Can you believe that? Only 10%.
Indeed.
Of Ghanaians have any trust in that body. So as I conclude, I think that moving forward, you see, I can appreciate Professor Jampo's point about, the Ghanaian constitution is even more voluminous than the American one. He even could have added the fact that in the UK, there is even no written constitution at all, and all of that. But you see, I have come to a juncture where I now see that over time, even though the framers of our constitution were well-intentioned, they expected that there will be high integrity in public office. Leaders will respect themselves, respect the people, will be honest, will be sincere. A few years ago, you say those who count matter. You are not going to appoint anybody who is politically tainted. Now you are saying those less than 4 years. You are saying that those who count don't matter. I am now at a juncture where I say that, look, I support those making calls for constitutional reform. And we have to spell out, like the Kenyans have done. If you go to Kenya now, after 2011, they have specified, after they had all these skirmishes, the violence and all of that, they killed themselves, all the bloodshed. They decided, they know that those who count matter, like everybody knows, every Democrat knows, every political activist knows. They have decided that you can't be a political party member and serve on the Electoral Commission. It's spelled out clearly in the law, in the new Kenyan law. They have also said that even after the president appoints, you must be subjected to parliamentary vetting, scrutiny, and approval. And then they now leave even the chairperson for them to decide. So as PS, the 7 of you, when you are appointed, you meet and decide who should be the head, who should be the commissioner. It has been taken away from the hands of the president. We may want to start looking at some of those best practices and amend, because you see, I have come to the realization, it's just like ministerial appointees.
Right.
There is no cap, so we are abusing it. We got all the way to 126 presidential staffers. There is no cap in the law. So now we are 1,048 if you add the public servant. So I am clear in my mind that, look, because of presidents like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, let us spell out everything clearly, expressly, explicitly, and bar them from doing some of these horrendous. Look, what the president has done, he's caused such a mortal damage to the democracy of our country. It's condemnable. The president must bow his head in shame.